Some of you are going to try to resurrect that nonsense and want to be taken seriously on here, except there's a problem. None of us is going to forget your behavior or what you guys are doing now. Can you imagine Lubis going on there saying, Gman, I'm good at evolution, I'll debate you. Say, sorry, no, I don't debate people who act like Kevin Hart. Sorry. I'll debate anybody who's a serious person on here, but you are not serious. And I don't have to take you serious because you're not a threat. You don't know anything about these topics. You have demonstrated over and over and over again. You don't know nothing about these topics. You're not educated enough to talk about the theory of evolution. You're not educated enough to talk about whether or not God exists. You're not educated enough to talk about Christianity. You're not educated enough to talk about biology. Lubis says, how does it feel to know that no one takes you seriously? Well, that's very interesting with that pretty statement. Who doesn't take me seriously, Lubis? Be careful. Who doesn't take me serious? Come on, Lubis. Nobody knows who you are. Remember that. All right. No, Lubis, you can't talk about everybody. You're already committing a fallacy already, dude. Because now you're putting words in Veckel's mouth. You're putting words in every Christian on YouTube's mouth. That's called being lazy in your delivery, sir. So let's get back to one of the things I learned early on in this faith is that you shouldn't judge a Christian the way they're behaving today, because that same Christian may be the one that may lead thousands to Christ later on down the road. Except there's a problem. None of us is going to forget your behavior or what you guys are doing now. You won't grow. One of the things I learned early on in this faith is that you shouldn't judge a Christian the way they're behaving today, because that same Christian may be the one that may lead thousands to Christ later on down the road. This just may be.
G-Man, that is stupid. Okay. You shouldn't judge a Christian by the way they're acting today because they could save a bunch of people. No, you idiot. Okay. You do judge a Christian by the way they are acting today. Now, tomorrow, I will judge you by how you're acting tomorrow, and the third day, and the fourth day. Okay, so you do judge a Christian today, and you'll judge him tomorrow, and on Friday.
Lubis has been saying this a lot, guys. I guess I'll use the comments that's in the live chat. Lubis has been using this a lot. Lubis doesn't even know what this means. I'm not in the flesh. I'm exposing BGTV. See, Lubis, you think it's perfectly okay when people make videos about Shanny and Rev and myself and Negs and these other people over and over and over and over again. Somebody says something about you, we're in the flesh. Sorry, Lubis, you're just as unintelligent as your leader. I don't mute and boot. What happens when we see Christians in the flesh, and they are in the flesh a little bit more than we like to see them in the flesh, like I get sometimes? I'm going to use myself as an example a lot in this video. When you see me on here ranting, some people have gotten me so angry on here that I threaten to find them, like that movie Taken, and that's not an example of how we Christians are supposed to behave. If we know that we grow by being obedient to Christ, what happens when we see Christians in the flesh, and they are in the flesh a little bit more than we like to see them in the flesh, like I get sometimes? I'm going to use myself as an example.
Like you get every time. But by the way, guys, when you hear G-Man saying, in the flesh, what he's talking about is being an asshole, okay? When G-Man says, I am in the flesh, G-Man's being an asshole. So you know what? I can't think of a time where you're not in the flesh, G-Man. And that phrase is stupid, by the way. And I looked it up, G-Man. That phrase doesn't exist. Being in the flesh. It's stupid, okay? What you're talking about is being an asshole.